Last time on Square Roots, I forgot to write a last time, but Matt's really impatient to get started, so I don't want to admit to it.
Goofy fucking died.
Oh yeah, Goofy dies. Here's the show.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I am joined by Matthew Van Zant.
Hi, my cat sneezed. Stay out from underneath my bed and you won't sneeze.
Matt, part of having cats is not addressing them live on the air.
Well, I'm going to have to get used to that, pal. Hi, and hello, and you. Why did it sound like you were talking at 1.5 speed for a second? Are you a robot?
Is that what it sounded like?
Has this been a long con? Are you a robot? Yeah, you have to tell me if you're a robot.
I don't think I'm a robot.
Oh no, that's the worst kind of robot. The kind who thinks it's people. Ooh, I'm gonna get emotions, and you're gonna have to treat me like I'm a fucking human being too. Whatever, science fiction writers. Death to the robots.
We're also joined by Johnny Zigbar Brandon.
Don't go eating chili dogs. Please stick to the burgers and the shakes that you're used to.
John, starting us off with some chili dog songs early. John, what brought that on?
Honestly,
what's
I
going
don't
on?
know.
Have you been hanging out with Sonic? That's a good enough answer. Sonic's got to go fast, and we got to lull him to sleep with chili dog songs.
Sucking on chili dogs. Also joined by Vanessa.
To the chili dog city where the grass is cheese and the girls are chili. Oh, won't you please, chili dog? Yeah, yeah.
Little chili.
Let me try that again.
It's been a long, slow, medium simmer. Little chili. It seems like you've got nothing on, but here comes the dog. Here comes the dog, and I said, chili dog.
Hey, great job, guys.
I got to introduce Vanessa. Also joined by Vanessa.
Hi.
Hi. Recently, in the Square Roots fan page Facebook group that for some reason 500 people are a part of, someone posted an Onion article, or maybe it was a other satire website article, about 4 aging millennials and their video game podcast and how it's all just in-jokes after all these years. But you know what? The Square Roots group keeps it fresh. Never once in the history of this show have we sung songs about chili dogs. And suddenly we're talking about it like you all know what we're talking about. We don't even know what we're fucking talking about.
We're not close
fast.
enough to have in jokes. You guys are coworkers. I don't have in jokes with my coworkers.
Did you introduce Vanessa yet?
Yes.
I did.
Okay.
Did you talk about what the show is about?
Although I honestly don't think I've done that yet.
It's
No.
chili. I was wondering if after all this time you'd like some meat. A dog.
All right, you don't have to let her sing each song. Just talk over her, and she'll stop eventually.
You can put the chili on and shove it in your hole.
What do we do on this podcast?
We play your
Suck the
favorite
chili
classic
dogs.
RPGs and talk about them, and sometimes we play Kingdom Hearts 2, which does not fit that description.
Like this time. This time we're playing Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh,
Not sometimes,
yeah.
this time.
Chili dog. Long after the thrill of chili has gone. I'll stop. I wasn't even there for the inception of this joke, and I can't
I don't
stop
think
now.
I
It's
will-
not fair.
I don't
Because
even
we were
know
talking
if I
about
was.
John. You were there. We were
No,
talking.
Matt and I were doing a duo, and Matt started singing a John Cougar Mellencamp song, that Jack and Diane song, but he wasn't singing the part about chili dogs, which is like the only good lyric in that song. So I was like sucking on chili dogs, and then we both started talking about chili dogs.
I feel like John. That's not how I remember that situation. I believe John was there, and that he was the one singing the song.
Well, no,
And
because
that
I
you
joined
and I
in.
began jumping on him about how chili dogs is definitely in the song, and to prove that, we started coming up with other songs that also have chili dog.
No, because
Right.
I
don't know,
remember
show him how
you and I
common chili
doing.
dogs are.
You and I were doing a duo, and in the middle of the duo, you started like you were singing Oh yeah, life goes on.
Oh yeah.
And then
that's
you
right.
just kept on singing it.
All right, well. Suck it on, chili dogs. This one is long. Like a foot long? Like a foot long chili dog.
Oh, yum.
That sounds good. Thanks for explaining the in-joke, though. Like, I'm going to have to cut all of that. We can't explain it. If you have to explain it, it's not funny.
So, guys, besides chili dogs, besides our chili dog adaptations, we should talk about how we leveled up this week. I'll go first because I feel like maybe mine is a dual one with Vanessa, but maybe not. But Vanessa and I interviewed a very special guest for the podcast yesterday. That episode will be out the week this episode releases later in the week. It was a very fun conversation with someone who is related to our kind of side project that we do on YouTube.
The thing that you're promoting right now, a secret, is a good idea. Like maybe just say what it is.
I was trying to tease it, but be vague.
We'll say it.
Maybe I was being too vague. Yeah, I mean, last night when we were ending the interview, I called him his character's name to his face on accident.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You're gonna be thinking about that randomly at the grocery store for the next 20 years.
Yep. Every time I close my eyes to go to sleep, that's what I'm gonna think of.
Yeah.
We talked to Paul Morgan Stetler, who played Curtis in Phantasmagoria 2.
Yeah, which we played on our YouTube live streams.
You
recently.
called him Curtis during the interview?
I called him Curtis to his face at the end.
God. Oh, no.
What a flub.
Wow. Shut it down. Erase the tapes. Start over with a
Delete
different
the
celebrity.
podcast. Not just that episode, all of it.
Yeah.
It's got to go.
Yep.
Anyway, listeners, you can tell that we're getting closer to our goal of Haley Joel Osment.
Wow, don't dismiss Billy Ray and Paul.
Paul Morgan Stetler. It's not
That's
hard.
what I said.
So yeah.
No, it was really fun. I expected it to be fun, but I didn't expect it to be as fun as it turned out to be.
Yeah, with Billy, it was really more of an interview, but we had like an actual, real fun conversation with Paul, and he was very engaged, and you could tell he's very curious about gaming in general and the fandom, and it was fun to talk about all that stuff with him.
Yeah, Paul is just he is not part of the gaming community, and I think that he's trying to sort of figure out how to navigate it, and he's really surprised and maybe a little taken aback with how much people love Phantasmagoria 2.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely give that a listen. It's fun.
It's a very loose definition of the word love.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think
he
it's
kind
one
of
of the best
explained
games
that
we've
too.
played.
I do think it's the best FMV game that we played.
No
I
way.
real- I
Harvester
have a
was
soft-
amazing.
I do have a soft.
Harvester was awful.
I think it's the best game we've played, but I think Phantasmagoria was maybe my favorite game we played on the show, just for how ridiculous it was.
Yeah, we did talk about, well, I don't want to give away too much of what we talked about.
Yeah, listen
check
to
it
the
out.
episode out hopefully this week on the stream. It'll be called Square Roots versus Curtis. Square Roots versus Clone Curtis? Maybe.
We didn't ask if he was real Curtis or clone Curtis.
You guys suck. Ooh yeah, life goes on. Sucking
else
on
leveled up?
chili dogs. Having
else?
some
I think we need to
fun.
start your whole level up over, Jim.
No. Who else leveled
So-
up?
So I guess that's also how I leveled up.
Ooh, double level
I
up.
also went outside to a sit-down restaurant and had a restaurant meal for the first time.
Vanessa, what did you order at this restaurant?
So I was meeting a friend of mine, and she insisted that she was not very hungry and was sort of apologizing ahead of time. And then she was like, I'm going to get the fried calamari as an appetizer. What appetizer are you going to get? And I was like, what? So I got crab dip, and then it's sort of like an Italianish place. So I ordered a like 10-inch pizza, and then she ordered scallops and also some French fries, and was not able to eat the French fries, and I was not able to eat more than one slice of the pizza, and she didn't want any of it, so I ended up bringing home a box of French fries and pretty much an entire pizza. So it was a good haul for
Nice.
one meal.
Wow.
Did you complain to the manager about having to wear your mask inside?
I did. I was like, this is bullshit. I'm fully vaccinated. Look at my card.
I'm a
I have a
patriot.
medical exception.
I'm an American.
I'm a patriot.
I don't have to suffer this abuse of my rights.
Did you complain
Yeah.
to the manager about your guest eating all of the fully loaded nachos?
I did. I was like, you can't order. Can you tell them that there's a rule that you can't eat all of the fully loaded calamari?
You can't just eat all the ones with all the sauce and just leave me like one little nugget of meat. Maybe just one little nugget.
Yeah, so now I've participated in that bit. I have watched a little bit of I Think You Should Leave. You know, I love that you love it. And I'm glad that you guys have found something that brings you joy.
It brings me so much joy.
Yeah, so that's how I leveled up. Will I go out of the house again? Maybe.
Stay tuned to find out.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna see. Didn't happen today. Still might happen tomorrow. We don't know. John, how did you level up?
Well, a couple of things. I've got my name in a couple of movie credits, so
Ooh.
I'm very excited about that. What were they again?
You're so excited you've forgotten which movies you worked on.
No, it's weird. I definitely. Oh yeah. One. Oh, but it changed its title. I'll have to go and look it up. What the new title is. Anyway, don't worry about that. I'll tell you more when they're released on streaming or in theaters. And also, I've been playing Resident Evil 7 because of reasons. Like, Resident Evil 8 is pretty much a direct sequel to Resident Evil 7. If I want to play Resident Evil 8, I think I need to buck up, man up, and get through a scary game. Now, first-person horror games I find pretty hard. Like, your Fatal Frames, which turn into first-person when you're using the camera. Have you all played a Fatal Frame?
I've played a Fatal Frame.
I don't know. I played something. It had a clock. It
Was it
might
Clock
have been
Tower?
called something about a clock. It was
Was that-
Clock Tower.
Yeah.
That's
Clock Tower is very good
Yeah.
too, and the great thing about the Super Famicom, the first Clock Tower, is that they just made it the girl from Labyrinth. What's the name of that actress?
Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah, they just modeled it after Jennifer Connelly, like it's just pictures of Jennifer Connelly. Sort of like in the first, the original Metal Gear games on MSX, it was just like the guy from Terminator and all that. Michael Biehn.
Oh yeah, I have seen that. Michael Biehn in Metal Gear.
Yeah. Or Snake Plissken from
Escape from New York.
Yeah. So I get like Fatal Frame. I love the games. Like I love horror stories from around the world, like, you know, weird Eastern European or like Southeast Asian and all like the sort of very strange horror that different cultures come up with. And so that's one of the things I find super scary about Fatal Frame is it's kind of, you know, it's a culture I don't know super well, and their ghost stories are different and weird. And I just really like, I mean, weird in the cool way, not weird, stupid, you know, you know what I mean? Like unusual to me.
Yeah.
And I really like that, but they're so scary because it's first person when you get into the camera mode and the ghosts are yelling at you and you just have a camera to fight them. It's so scary. So Resident Evil 7, I would find it scary, but I just pretended I was Vanessa when I was streaming and then turned down the volume so it wasn't so loud and spooky. And I could do it. I was just like, well, how would Vanessa react to this? She would sass it out. That's what Vanessa would do.
Aww. I'm so proud to be the bravest person you know.
You are the bravest person I know.
Thank you very much. I am not brave when it comes to doing things like paying my bills or talking to human beings on the street in the real world. But I am brave when it comes to Spook'em Scare'ems, because they're trapped in here with me. I'm not trapped in here with them.
That game's it's pretty scary so far, but it's good. I also played a couple more hours of Nier Replicant, and I know our listeners were excited to hear my thoughts on that. I just did a couple of quests where you're looking for various friends or pets or relatives of characters, and these quests just never end well. This game, I think if you just assume that the worst thing will happened, I think you're probably going to be right in this game. Because it's no, oh no. That's your reaction when you play that game. But it's still very beautiful. It is a very sad and interesting game. Nier Replicant. That is what I have been mostly. Oh, I also started. There's now 70-something titles if you have an Xbox Series S or X that have an FPS boost and run faster, including Alien Isolation, which looks really incredible, running super smooth frame rates, and you got your HDR lighting, and I haven't even got to an enemy yet, and that game is very scary.
That game scared the dickens out of me so much I couldn't even get past the second alien encounter. It was too tense for me, and I was like, nope, this is...
Well, didn't you also get lost? Weren't you going in circles and not sure what to do?
Yeah. That also happened.
That's still one of my favorite Jim gaming moments, when he's running in a circle for half an hour going, where do I go? Where do I go?
I was panicked about the xenomorph in the room.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
All right, friends. Is there anyone else who has to level up? Is it Matt?
Matt still needs to level up.
I leveled up by going to your mom's house and doing her.
Wow. That was super aggro.
Matt, is there anything you wanted to level up about?
Yes, there is. I bought a game called Injustice 2. That's right, I'm a big boy now. I do the fights with the superheroes. And let me tell you this about the Injustice series, and in particular Injustice 2. I hate those character designs. I hate them. They're all bad.
What
Cat
about
agrees.
Kara?
What about Kara? She's got an ugly version of the Supergirl costume.
Gasp. I have not played those games, but I did watch all of the cutscenes, and I kind of liked her in that. But the other characters, I was not that into.
The story itself is all right, and it does the same thing that Mortal Kombat has been experimenting with for a few years, which is that it's got a very in-depth story mode where you kind of fight your way through all of the heroes as the story progresses, and you got to get to test everybody out, and there's a lot of cutscenes, but it's a lot of fun. It's like a movie, but with some fighting game in it. But boy, oh boy, do I hate those character designs. And you know what? That goes for Batman Arkham Asylum too. The more photorealistic they try to make these characters, the shittier they look. Anyway, Injustice 2. The Legendary Edition was on sale, and that's the one that comes with all of the DLC and extra stuff, as well as all the DLC characters like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Sub-Zero and Hellboy and Raiden and a smattering of other DC characters that nobody cares about. Black Manta? Get out of here.
I like how in that movie, the Aquaman movie, Black Manta looked like Alpha 5 from Power Rangers.
He always does. That's his look. He looks like Alpha 5.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, let's move on from this fascinating level up about a 15-year-old game. Let's open Germany's Germal.
Germany's Jamal.
We're back in the land of dragons.
I asked you guys this the other day, but it's been bugging me and I can't remember. What is the name of the song from Transformers with the movie?
Dare to be stupid.
No. What's the big one that they play when Optimus Prime dies?
Octopus Prime.
Octopus Prime.
Got the touch? Is it the touch?
Hey, John?
Yeah?
You want to get the touch of these nuts? Sorry.
No, thank you.
I just said that. That joke took way too much setup. Much like my Quicksilver or Flash joke earlier today. John, Quicksilver or Flash?
Quicksilver.
Yeah, you'd like a flash of these nuts. Oh, no. That's right, folks. We're back to Deez Nuts jokes. Don't
We're
go
still not very
chasing
good at
chili
it.
dogs.
When Sora returns to the land of dragons, he finds Mulan searching for a man in a black coat.
Ooh.
Sora, Donald, Goofy, and Mulan follow the man up to the summit, where they fight a swarm of rapid thruster heartless, which are like the little, like they don't really
Sorry,
even
excuse
attack
me.
you.
What did you just say? Can we? What? They fight what?
Rapid thruster heartless.
Robert Thruster.
Yeah,
Grow up. I'm talking about Kingdom Hearts.
They're the little flying buddies that you can kill a million of. You know, like the little flying buddies, the rapidly thrusting ones.
I like these because you can kill a lot of them at once using the reaction commands. That makes me feel very powerful.
Mm-hmm. I did like killing like 50 heartless at a time in that 1,000 heartless battle. That was pretty neat. When you like took the one that shoots the laser and then pointed it at them and did like a sweep.
Oh yeah, I liked that too.
Mm-hmm. And Sora faces the mysterious man who Sora believes to be Riku after seeing his... Oh, is it because he saw his weapon? What was his weapon? I thought he just randomly thought it was Riku. I thought he just thought everybody in an Organization 13 outfit was Riku.
Sword.
Riku has a sword?
Yeah, Riku has that. It's like a... He doesn't have a Keyblade yet, but it's like a sword that looks like a wing, like a bat wing.
Oh.
Looks like I think it's got like a red handle or part of it's red. But yeah, it's a very distinct sword.
Vanessa, did you realize Riku had a distinct weapon?
No, I was too distracted by the rapid thruster to notice what kind of distinct weapon we were working with.
Right. Now, Vanessa, I remember last time you had problems with getting to Pride Lands.
That's right.
Has that been resolved?
No, sir.
Oh, gosh.
After but I still haven't finished Halloweentown Revisit. And I think that may unlock Pride Lands at that point. However, I did revisit the other land that's connected to it, and it sort of moved over to the Pride Lands and looked as if it was unlocked. So now I can fly through the Misty Dome, but the dome is still there, and I cannot land on the Pride Lands.
Can you do the gummy ship route?
No.
No.
There's no route. There's no gummy ship route.
That means you haven't unlocked it with Sora's magic Keyblade laser.
I know what it means.
What do you know about Keyblade lasers?
Know everything about Keyblade lasers.
Yeah, that's right. Say it 3 times fast.
Keyblade lasers, Keyblade lasers, Keyblade lasers, Keyblade lasers.
Just
Get lost, dork.
No.
Such a chuggy
yeah,
thing to
showing
do.
off. Yeah, that's chuggy. Chuggy
Very
AF.
chuggy.
I'm hella chuggy. Y'all knew.
You're fucking. This guy's got suspenders on with cargo shorts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have. I don't wear shorts with suspenders. I have my jeans on today.
Jean shorts.
I'm sorry.
Jorts.
No.
So where are we? We're back to the land of 1,000 dragons.
We
What's it
saw
called?
Riku's sword. That's what we were talking about before we got sidetracked.
Riku's sword is fucking lame. Why is it a bat ear? I thought they were keyblades.
Well,
It's
he
a
doesn't have
bat.
his Keyblade yet. He doesn't have a Keyblade wielder yet.
It's a bat
What do you
wing.
mean yet? Spoilers.
He just
Hello.
has a
That
magic
happens in a
sword.
whole other game. It's a whole other game.
He just has a magic sword that acts just like a keyblade, but isn't
Basically,
a keyblade.
yeah.
So stupid.
He has a darkness sword.
so-
it's not a Keyblade.
You know how we were talking about I think it was D-Mix and killing D-Mix and joking that Sora murdered D-Mix, but I looked it up. Sora murdered D-Mix.
yeah,
he's-
Sora
like, no
kills all
joke.
sorts of
Yeah.
people. He's a killer.
Like those I know that they're nobodies, so technically they aren't people, but it's still messed up.
His heart
that
remains
you
pure
killed-
because he beats them mostly to death and then leaves them to die on their own. You know?
Yeah, John,
Right.
the cops came. They said it's fine.
I can't
They
believe
were like
Sora
they weren't even
murdered
people.
D-Mix.
It's like Dimix wasn't even people.
So after the fight, the man disappears, and Sora,
Amanda?
Donald, Goofy, and Mulan go back down to the mountain to see the enormous Storm Rider fly towards the Imperial City. The Storm Rider is I don't know where Jim's getting the names for these things.
This comes like a lot of this is from a wiki.
Yeah.
The storm.
It's a big Heartless.
That's big Heartless. Probably maybe one of my least favorite bosses in the game. This big old Heartless.
So this one isn't the Chugon,
It's the big dragon.
but not the Chugon.
Not going to take the bait, Vanessa.
John, is it
Yeah.
the Chugon?
It's not the Chugon.
Chugon these nuts.
No. This boss looks like a Space Harrier enemy, if you know what I'm talking about, if you're old.
I don't know.
Space
Because
Harrier
I'm
dragon.
young and
We know.
spring-like and
You were
Dog looks
born-
like a chili, yeah.
So young, but
Yeah.
still somehow so chuggy.
Dog looks
Yeah.
like a chili dog, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
On my clock right now, there's a Lakitu spitting out Spinies.
Wow.
I've never seen that before.
I'm begging you to get on with this fucking walkthrough.
so then this big old dragon's heading towards the capital, and they're like, oh no, we gotta stop this. So they rush to the Imperial Square to find everything is fine but quiet, but through the door to the palace is locked. Sora, Donald, Goofy, and Mulan sneak in through a window by climbing up
What?
a pillar.
John,
Yeah.
Goofy
What?
died.
No, Goofy.
Goofy's alive.
What?
He cannot actually die, so he's alive.
Huh.
He's a Highlander.
He is immortal.
Goofy's intellectual property, guys. He's not gonna.
All of the Disney characters are immortal.
Except for villains who sometimes die. Like, I don't think Stephen Fry's character from Tarzan comes back.
he does. He was in the last game.
Yeah, but he's dead. We killed him in the last game.
We killed Maleficent in the last game, and she's back.
Oh, we did.
That's
we did
true.
kill the Tarzan guy, didn't we?
She's got magic clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think we killed Scratch or whatever Lion King's name
Scar?
is.
Scar. No, Simba killed Scar. That's not on us.
Evil Uncle Scratch.
We did. We killed Oogie Boogie in the first
Oh yeah,
Kingdom
Donald
Hearts, and
steps
he's
on his
back.
brain
Oogie-
bug, I guess.
Oogie Boogie is a personification of children's fear. I don't think we can kill that. Let's not get.
Well, and didn't someone say that he's a manifestation of a collective mind and it can't just be killed by killing one brain bug? In
Brain
our
bugs.
Oh
comments
Would you like
yeah,
to
I
know
think
more?
somebody did say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you go through. So Sora can climb up. Mulan was having a bit of problems climbing up a pillar. I don't think I could climb up a pillar. And I got to admit to you guys, this is a safe space. You know, in gym class, we were supposed to climb up a rope and ring a bell.
This is not.
I literally never did that.
What?
I have never done that.
I don't think
Nope.
I ever pulled it off either. I was a hefty
I
kid.
don't
I could
think
not.
I've ever
I
even
just-
tried to do
I
that.
never was even asked to do that.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was. There was a lot of things like doing pull-ups and stuff in school where they're like, well, you got to try. And so like they made me like dangle there for a minute in front of the whole class and doing the stupid rope. It's like, no, this isn't going to happen.
Vanessa, do you remember the George Bush push-up challenge?
The presidential fitness
Yes.
test.
Yeah.
I do, and I was very bad at it. And then
George Bush
in
wrote you a
grade
letter and was
school-
like, "Ha ha, what a loser of a kid."
No, they would read your scores out loud in front of everyone, and
Wow.
everyone would laugh at you.
Wow.
And I think that's poisoned my relationship with fitness ever since.
You know, I've heard you like fitness.
Oh?
And- Do I?
Oh?
Do I?
Fitness Deez Lutz. Nuts.
Deez
Nuts.
Lutz.
Fitness leaves.
Deez
Fit this
Lutz.
chili dog in your mouth.
Fitting this chili dog.
Fitness Deez Lutz. Fitness
Yes,
Deez
Fitness
Lutz.
Deez Lutz.
Wow.
I'm very good at things. I should mention I'm not feeling very well today, so any misspeaking can be blamed on that.
Cut that.
John, didn't you want to ask Matt something about
Chili
food
dogs?
item that he liked?
No, not right now. He has to be unsuspecting.
Well, now,
Oh, I guess I've spoiled the surprise.
Yeah, it's ruined.
Yeah.
You've really fucked it up.
Yep.
But if the question was chili dogs, the answer is yes.
Sucking him down?
Sucking down those chili dogs.
Only
Jack
I
and
think that's the
Diane.
worst way to describe. So Sora somehow scoots up that column, and then Mulan's like, "Oh, I guess I can do it too." And you go in through the window. They see that there's a man with a black coat at the door to the throne room.
And a chili
Sora's
dog.
like, "Hey, are you Riku?" And he pulls
chili dog.
down his hood. And it reveals that it's not Riku, but some dumb-looking dum-dum with like
God.
kind of stringy long hair and sideburns.
I hated this guy. He looked so dumb.
Yep. And he's like, "No, I'm not Riku. I'm Zigbar."
And I was like, well, I'm not interested anymore. So why don't you just go along your merry way?
This guy is actually a pretty big character in the overall like lore of the game.
No, he's not.
He is. He's one of the most important, or I guess one of the most prominently featured organization members, and has something to do with like the Xehanort stuff from like way back in the beginning. He's got a lot to do with all that stuff in a way that I don't
Jim,
understand, but he
Jim,
is a
I
big
think
character.
you've forgotten the rule of this series, which is that you are not allowed to explain the lore to us. We're not doing that.
Do we fight Zigbar here?
No,
Is there a
you don't
Zigbar
fight him here.
But he does summon some like monsters for us.
Yeah,
to fight,
they
right?
always
Yeah.
show up with a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah. Inside the throne room, the Emperor tells them that the other black-coated... Oh, at first I thought he was talking about Zigbar. He's like, no, the other guy. He came to warn them of the danger of the Heartless.
Oh, it's Riku.
And,
That must have been Riku.
is this going to be Sora's bit for, like, the rest of this
That's
game?
all he
does.
Assuming that...
Yeah,
He's
pretty
always
much.
looking
He's
for
assuming-
fucking Riku. Always looking for Riku.
Oh,
Mhm.
hey,
And he always thinks that everyone is Riku.
can I ask you guys a question? So
Yeah.
we know that
Is
the
it about chili
organization members' names are like a
Love chili
scramble
dogs.
of their real name with an X in it. What
And
do
a
you
chili
think
dog.
Zigbar's human name is?
Bigra.
Gabar.
Let me see. I'm going to write this down here.
Either that or R-Big.
You know what? I leveled up by watching
X-I-G.
the movie Enola Holmes today, and I thought it was fantastic. What a great movie. Everybody should check it out.
His name has to be
They paid me for that.
Briog.
It's Braig.
Briog?
Braig.
Oh, I was close.
Yeah, you were close. I just had to ask because I wondered for a long time what that guy's name could actually be because nothing makes sense, and Braig is.
I like that Axel
any better.
turns into Lee. Like, he's got a boring,
Yeah, Lee.
shitty name either way.
Yeah. All right. Anyways,
Vanessa's Mulan boyfriend is there, and he did get like easily defeated by the Organization 13 guy who came in to warn the Emperor.
He did his best.
Yeah, and his best wasn't good enough.
Wow.
It's true.
well, he doesn't have a magic dragon or a big old fat keyblade.
Mhm.
Well, you know,
He's
a
got big
dog
old
and a
flat
duck
keyblade, all right.
He's
and a
got big old
child
fat
can defeat
something.
this.
Chili dog.
Anyway, so Sora's like, "Oh, stay here and guard the Emperor." We all know what that
Yeah.
means. It's like stay on the bench. We're gonna go fight this big old heartless dragon. So you go do that.
I hated this
And-
fight. I hated it.
This fight is terrible because it's all about like getting. Well, the easy way to defeat this dragon is to get onto his back and then kill its like little horns. But the floaty mechanics of getting up into the air and floating
Yeah.
down to land on the dragon just really suck.
It's hard.
It's frustrating. It took
Yeah.
me a long time.
Sora's feet never properly like connect with the ground or feel connected to the ground, and it's a big problem throughout the whole game.
This is where I finally like really started using my magic a lot because you can zap this guy with like your thunder spell a lot if you can't get up on
Zap,
his back.
zap, zap.
And I forget who. It might have been like
Let's
Greg
talk about
Bailey
chili
or Alex
dog.
Dillard
Let's
or
talk about
something.
Cheese
Somebody
and
told me
lard.
that
Let's
I
talk
should,
about
for
all the
either Donald
toppings
or
of a
Goofy
chili dog
or
that
Mulan,
may be.
turn on their auto limit so that it's always coming up. And like Donald's auto limit is really powerful, and Goofy's auto limit is really powerful. So having those come up all the time basically wins a lot of the small fights almost
Yeah,
instantly.
it just
Yes.
resets your
Which is
magic,
great.
which refills pretty fast. So
Yeah, I don't use I just given up on using magic anyways because
yeah, I've never used it much either. It's just not great.
A good grinding tactic for later in the game, if you guys are going to do any grinding, you can use your magnet spell to draw in a bunch of enemies to you, and then just use your thunder spell and kill them all at once, and you can do that over and over again.
Ooh. I'll have to maybe try that, or just keep using Donald's rocket thing, which kills
Yeah.
them as well. So you do defeat this dumb dragon. You can knock him out of the air and then hit its head, but it just takes a while. It's not a good boss
It's
fight.
dumb.
I didn't enjoy it. And then after you defeat it,
Also-
you return.
Also worth pointing out, nothing new in this level. You just walk back through the same spots.
Well, there's like upstairs to the Imperial Palace.
Yeah, I liked that interior part of the Imperial Palace, actually.
Those 2 rooms.
2
Yeah.
fucking rooms.
Well, I think that I still say the rooms work better than the wide open spaces in this game.
So you go up there, or you go back inside the palace, and then the Emperor's like, Sora says, "Did the man in black coat say anything else?" And Captain Shang says, he said there would be 3 wise guys who would take care of everything. And Sora smiles, realizing it must have been Riku after all, based on what I would call scant evidence.
Well,
They
he
saw
can
a
smell
sword.
the faint whiff of chili dog in the air too, so he knows Riku is there.
Well, but wasn't Garnabort using his sword?
No,
Sorry,
no, that wasn't
Zornabort.
Zigbar.
Oh, okay.
But Gornabort would never call them wise guys. That's Riku's special nickname for these fellas.
Is it?
Oh, okay.
From when is that established?
From never, but I'm using context clues.
That makes sense.
After that, Mulan asks if Captain Shang can take some time off, and the Emperor says he cannot allow this because he doesn't believe in vacation time, which is why Shang and his army need to organize and collectively bargain for time off.
Mm-hmm.
And that he says Mulan can work with the captain, and she agrees to this, and they blush at each other, and the story of the land of dragons ends with them just hardcore banging, just like off in the corner, just like boom, boom, bam, bam, Mulan on top.
The dragon gets involved.
There's some pegging.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me?
And he's like, "Ancestors, hear my plea. Help me not to make a mess of me. When we're banging in this hollow tree, we'll bring honor to us all."
Good song.
Then we go back to Beast's
Weird lack
castle.
of chili dog in the lyrics, but I guess I'll let it go this time.
"Ancestors, see my dog. Slathered in chili, it's a mighty hog. Some
Wow,
people
Vanessa, I
mistake it
think
for
you've
a log.
misunderstood.
We'll bring honor for us all."
We open with Belle putting on her ball gown, getting all fancy, with the weird, that weird horny dresser.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one who's like super horny. She's just looming over her like a creep. Belle comes down to see the Beast, and he's all dressed up in his fancy waistcoat and jacket. And he looks like my friend Julio when my friend Julio has to dress up for work. It's great.
Yep, he's sort
And-
of stuffed in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
And he's
Anyway.
nervous. He's like, "This is a very important night."
Because he's trying to get that beastie wet.
He's trying to turn into a human through the power of true love, I believe is
Yeah,
what you
but-
meant to say.
I think both Belle and I agree he's hotter in beast mode.
I mean,
Do you think
Prince
Belle?
Adam.
Do you think Belle is making it with Beast in Beast
Yeah,
mode?
well, she obviously wants that knot.
No.
You know all about this.
Mm-mm.
What was the name of it? The universe again?
I know nothing about this.
You told us about it last time.
I don't think that's true.
It was Super Hulock, right?
I've never heard of that.
And that was like wasn't there a whole thing about it where like some author was trying to copyright nodding and all the werewolf stuff?
I don't know what nodding
what
is.
What are you talking about?
You know exactly what I'm sure we've talked about it on the show before. So Goofy says that maybe they came at a bad time. Donald rushes into the ballroom to see what's going on, trying to peep them boning, obviously.
I love that I can probably put anything in these notes and John will just read them.
I'm like the anchor man.
It really is making it sound like John is just like extremely horny on Maine today.
Yes.
I put a bunch of references to sex in the first couple paragraphs of the notes for this section, and John just keeps reading them.
Yep. When they get to the ballroom, you get a nice scene of them dancing alone in a big ballroom. And lots of sweeping shots. But then an organization guy shows up, and Beast is like, tells him to get out once again, not doing the proper Beast delivery of get out. And Belle's like, no, not tonight.
Wow, you're so
not having
bitter
it.
about the delivery of Get Out. It's crazy.
Um,
Dog and the
Beast beats up some nobodies. Organization guy says
Yeah, that was
he's
the obvious
there
one that
to
I
take
didn't go for. I should have. It's way better.
something he holds very dear.
Dog.
You do fight some more nobodies, including those annoying ball ones. Like, I know how to kill the ball ones,
Yeah, you do.
but they're still annoying.
I think the most annoying enemy, John, I was watching you fight this enemy in this section on your stream a couple days ago, but those big red mages that can stun lock you with all those fireballs over and over again.
Yeah, those guys.
Oh, I hate that.
Because those
Yeah, that's the
balls, like, those balls are just following you everywhere. Those just
and
big balls.
they still like continue to show up and hurt you even after the mage has been defeated. It's annoying.
Yeah. Long after the threat of those mages is gone. Oh yeah, the balls go on. Sorry. So then you fight some more nobodies. I think we all know what we're talking about because Belle's here, so he didn't obviously take Belle. So what they're talking about are his complete collection of Naruto manga.
No, it's precious to me.
I have every issue. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Believe it.
So then Beast runs off after the fight. You go back to his room and the rose is gone. Beast is super upset. He's going like grr, smashing up his room. He's like a dismissive jerk to
He's
Belle.
a real asshole to Belle.
And I don't know if I can be like party to this relationship. I just think like they are not good for each
Sora,
other.
to his credit, jumps in pretty early and he's like, bro, you need to calm down.
Yeah. But I hope she's okay. Some couples do fight like that, and it's always just super uncomfortable. Maybe they're putting on a show for Sora. You know how some couples like really extravagantly fight when there's an audience?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is legit a jerk to Belle. He's like, well, you're just ruining everything. You should just leave.
Mm-hmm.
So she's super upset and she runs to her room. Beast says he's a beast and deserves to live like a beast and says goodbye to Belle.
He poops on the floor.
Sora says he'll try to. Yep. Sora says he'll try to get the rose back so the beast calms down. And then the game explains that Beast well, I mean, this is like the backstory, and stupid Lumiere and Cogsworth and all that explain it.
For you see,
that-
when the last petal drops from the rose, if Master has not found true love, he will remain a beast forever.
And never
And I don't think
feast
this
on
was,
chili dogs again.
This wasn't Law and Order. Don't put baby in a corner, guy, right?
Law and Order, don't put baby in a corner.
Law and Order,
You know,
don't
the
put baby. Those are two
University
different
of-
references.
Yeah, but they're the same. But they're
Law
the
and
same.
Order.
No, that's not
Don't
Patrick
put baby
Swayze's
in a
not Law and
corner.
Order.
No, the dad, the
Jerry
dad,
Orbach
the
is who you're
dad.
talking
Yeah, you're
Orbach.
right.
It played Lumiere, was the dad in Dirty Dancing, and was on like 10 seasons of Law and Order, where his face got increasingly vampiric after more and more plastic surgery.
Wow.
See, you said baby in a corner, but that's not the actor that delivers that line in that movie, John.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the Beast Castle, there are two branches of equal importance that uphold
They are
the
both
law.
gay.
The police, which investigate crime, and the prosecutors, which bring perpetrators to justice.
After the last petal falls off of the tree of justice, then you will be a beast forever.
Donque-Donque.
And that is spelled Donque.
Le Donque-Donque. Le Donque, le Donque.
Jim sent us a video titled Jack and Diane, but most of the lyrics are replaced with sucking on a chili dog.
I'm glad we're not the only person who's noticed that bizarre line. Now it's up to Sora to find the rose. Sora calls Beast a coward who is throwing his happiness away
Yeah.
because he won't try to make things work with Belle. And he reminds him the rose is their only hope, not only for Beast, but for everyone else in the castle, so that, like, Chip isn't a little teacup forever, and Angela Lansbury isn't a kettle,
She has mysteries to
teapot.
solve. And then
She
write
does
about.
have mysteries to solve.
Murders to
He
solve.
convinces Beast not to give up in a very rousing speech, and Beast says, "You're right, it's my castle, and Selden isn't welcome."
So he gets to do it one more time. Good. Oh!
As you walk towards the entrance, there's a whole cutscene. He explains that he wants Kingdom Hearts so the organization can exist free and completely, and they want to turn Beast into a Heartless so they can have his nobody.
Isn't that what they've
then
wanted
you
the whole time?
Yeah.
I did go at this point. You can get a little cutscene of going up and apologizing to Belle, and she's just kind of sad and not talking. She's like catatonic on her chair, and a horny dresser is like, "Yeah, I don't know what's happening like this. She's just not responding to anything." And I mean anything. And we're like, whoa, dresser, consent. She cannot consent
Jonathan,
in this
That
state.
dresser's
This
great.
is not appropriate.
Dresser just wants to tuck Belle in her little drawers and see what happens.
Why don't you rummage through my lower drawers?
Wow.
Yes, I have some stockings in here you can put on.
I've got just the outfit for you.
Mm-hmm.
So then you go outside and you see that Belle is on the balcony and the rose is next to her.
It's the balcony.
And then she's like, "I found it. It's right next to my room." This guy's bad at hiding things.
Yeah.
It's here on the balcony. And she picks it up and yells, "I have the rose." And then Zaldin kidnaps her. I thought that Zaldin was the Heartless of Aladdin. Did I talk about that last
Yeah.
time?
You did.
And I was wrong.
I said that I didn't like the last guy. This is the guy I like the least of all of the Heartless. This Heartless is terrible.
He's a nobody.
He's a nobody, okay? He has dreadlocks.
This Heartless is a nobody.
This Heartless is a nobody. This nobody has dreadlocks. He has like these jaggedy sideburns, and he has wild, out of control
Oh.
eyebrows. He looks awful.
Eyebrows?
Maybe I'm mixing. Am I mixing up Zaldin and Zigbar? Which one has blue hair?
Zigbar's got an eye patch, bro.
And a scar on his
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I am mixing those two up.
Wow,
Zeldin
John.
looks like an idiot.
I find that hard to believe that you would mix up two of Organization 13. Unbelievable.
face. Yeah. I like that this guy's name in real life was just Dylan.
That makes me hate him even more.
I think it was Alex Dellard was on my stream calling him Linda. So so then he does grab Belle, and what happens there?
Well,
He
they,
just takes her like outside to
Yeah,
the
this is
front of the
great.
yeah,
castle.
they go more outside.
He takes her to the front of the castle. Yeah, even more outside, and then she just elbows him in the dick and just runs off.
With the rose. She like snatches
With the
it out of
rose.
his hands. Well, before that though, the guy's like, which one do you want? Belle or the rose? You have to choose. And the beast just like, let me see, my girlfriend or an inanimate object. But he does choose
I'd have
Belle
to
in
stay
the
as
end.
this big old beast forever, and who could love all this?
Well, I don't think that the rose actually keeps him as a beast, though. Like, there doesn't
does it
seem to
do?
be anything. It's just like a timer for his curse.
Oh.
What happens when it I thought if it ended without him finding true love, he'd stay as a beast forever.
Well, that's true,
Yeah.
but I don't think that he has to have it in his possession for it to work.
I agree.
Oh, well, he seems to think so, or he's just got like a real severe
I
attachment.
mean, maybe he
to
just
it.
thinks that if it's destroyed early, that he won't be able to ever turn
I
back
think
into
that
a
that
human.
is likely if someone comes along and plucks the petals off. But the
And he doesn't want
teapot,
to be a beast forever.
yeah, Teapot also says like that caring for it has become sort of a ritual for him. Although I don't know how you care for a rose that is enchanted and doesn't need water or anything.
Teapot has a name, and it's Mrs. Potts or Angela Lansbury.
cheap.
Y'all ever see that live action Beauty and the Beast?
What's Beauty and the
No.
Beast?
There was a live action Beauty. Oh, it had Dan Stevens in it, didn't it?
Yeah, Dan Stevens and
I watched,
Emma Watson.
I watched
Yeah.
all of those live action Disneys recently, so yes, I liked it. Much like Lion King, I thought that it was a fine adaptation. Not better than that cartoon though.
What about did you watch the Aladdin with Will Smith? I heard Will Smith was good in it.
You heard wrong.
Oh, oh.
I have not watched that one. But in the live action Beauty and the Beast, Mr. Potts does make an appearance. Spoilers.
Ooh.
Wow.
And also in that one,
That's Dan Stevens.
isn't Gaston's henchman like unambiguously gay?
Josh Gad. He still doesn't come
Yeah.
out and say it. He just like hits on Gaston a bunch.
Is Mr.
Well,
Potts
just
like-
voiced by Danny DeVito? Because he should be.
He just shows up like at the end. In this like version, the whole village is cursed too, and that's why they don't remember there was like a big castle and a prince who lived there.
Oh.
I don't remember those details.
And they're like, there comes the baker with his tray like always.
Yeah, and they
Covered
like are
tip
like,
to top in chili dogs.
and
You'll
when we
eat
see,
another dog.
Or I'll
Eat it
fill
like
you.
a hog.
Or I'll fill you full of chili. We are a chili dog town. Do 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 do.
there goes the chili.
It looks so delicious. It needs a dog. Put the chili on the dog. Put the chili dog in your
Do you think
mouth.
that Spotify will? Do you think our singing is good enough that Spotify will be like, we will not air this episode. This is
No.
a copyright
I
Disney
don't.
song.
I don't
Please do
think
not
so.
forget the bun for dog.
I'm so sorry about this episode, listeners. I don't know what to say.
Amazing. Who would ever thought that dog could be? I
Honestly, I
don't
don't- I
sing
don't
well
really like
enough
chili
for you
dogs
to
that much.
stop talking while I'm singing.
Oh, okay.
I prefer the type of dog you can sleep on, if you know what I mean.
So, Belle Bell elbows Zeldin in his dick. He hunches over in pain and then runs over and it's either Donald or Sora's like, great job, Bell, because she's got the rose and herself. So that's great. Then you got to fight Zeldin, which a lot of people say is the hardest normal boss fight in the game.
I think it is.
It's a I don't know. I think I found Sky Dragon more annoying. But I also got killed during the Zeldin fight, but then like a weird thing happened and says, do you want to give up? And I said, no, of course I don't want to give up. And guess what happened?
King Mickey shows up!
King Mickey shows up and you're controlling King Mickey and King Mickey's got his own Keyblade and King Mickey's like, take this, boom, 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 boom. And he's doing like all sorts of crazy moves. And then Zeldin's like, what? And Mickey's like, yeah, eat it, eat this key.
It was amazing, and I loved it, and I was like, I'm playing as Mickey Mouse. This is the most amazing thing that has ever happened to me. And he's like, gosh, golly, yay, woo, light, hooray.
It was incredible. So, Zeldin gets beaten to death, really dead, and then Beast's like, I want you to stay. It's just like the movie.
He doesn't tell Zeldin he wants him to stay.
Oh, sorry. Beast says to Bell, I want you to stay. Just like the movie. And it would have been a lot cooler if Zeldin was actually Gaston's nobody, and then you have to fight him. That would have been pretty neat.
It would have been
Missed
pretty
opportunity.
neat.
Yeah.
Not sex,
Can I-
dog gag.
I think not gas. X.
not gas X.
Not gas X.
So, final land for today. Olympus Part 2, which is, I think, it's the
this
shortest
is the most
chunker,
boring stretch of this fucking game.
Yeah.
but it's also maybe the weirdest chunker.
In what way?
The Auron action figure just made me laugh every time
the
it
Auron
showed up on
voodoo doll.
screen. It looks like an Auron
It does,
action
yeah.
figure. Which they do make those. I kind of want to get like the whole Final Fantasy X, but they're like $100 each, and I want to get all of them. But they're really. Have you seen those? The Play Arts Final Fantasy X figures. They're really good.
No.
Well, you're missing out. There's also Final Fantasy. I don't think there's good Play Arts Final Fantasy 7 ones, but their 8 and 10 ones are really good.
I found my Sora action figure the other day. Of
Ooh,
him.
I gotta get that Pete one off of the internet because it's still like no one. For some reason, they made a lot of these vinyl pop dolls. What are they called again? I always forget them.
Funkos?
Yeah, they made a lot of the Funko Pete, Leather Pete, and no one wanted to buy them.
That's absurd. Why not?
Who wouldn't want to buy Leather Pete? Oh, come on, everybody, buy my Funkos. Don't you want to see me in leather with easy access
I mean,
zippers?
I want to submit Johnny to replace the Pete voice actor when he dies. You do it great.
You do
It's
do
great.
a good
Thank
job
you.
when you repeat.
Yay! Except when the other that pirate is around, it just turns into I start talking more like this, and I become a pirate.
Do you think that Pete is a pirate, though?
No, he's a steamboat captain.
But he did have a peg leg at one point. That's why they call him Peg Leg Pete.
Well, that is, you're right. There is a pirate version of Pete. He was in that first Mickey Mousecapades game on Nintendo.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. That's funny.
Yeah. So
Remember that is
You
what I
go-
said. All right.
remember that.
We're doing a great job tonight, guys.
Yeah, this is maybe the best episode of Square Roots ever. So really, it's an honor for all these new gayest episode ever listeners to listen to this amazing episode.
Yeah, this is a good one.
So the Underdrome has been unlocked, and you see the Hades' two minions there. They have a little boat to take you to the Underdrome. Their names are...
Pain and Panic.
I was going to make up something, but I guess no time for jokes, Dr. Jones. Pain and Panic are there. And I actually went early because this unlocks like a little bit before. So I did do the first Hades Cup one and won it and got an achievement for it. which is why I just keep outshining Jim for achievements this month.
No.
Oh, are you keeping careful track?
Yeah.
Well, the Xbox ranks your friends list on who got the most achievement every month.
Oh, wow.
When you get your Xbox, you will get competitive. I
Yeah.
know, because Vanessa is secretly very competitive.
I am, and it is a secret, so cut that out of the show. But nobody can know. I am secretly competitive and mean.
A little bit sometimes when you're mad. You're like, don't loot this house. What are you doing?
Get away from me, Jim!
You're too far away
why
from
did you
me.
do that?
Jim, why are you shooting me?
Okay, Jim did though kill me the other day, so
That was an accident.
I've accidentally killed Jim. It's always Jim that I accidentally kill too.
Jim says it was an
Anyway.
accident, but to be clear, he was trying to shoot the tires out of the car I was
Oh,
sitting in.
I was trying to shoot your tires out, and then you jumped out right in front of my gun.
That's a broad definition of accident. I was just trying to do some property damage, officer. I didn't mean to shoot her. Yes, I knew she was in there, but who could have foreseen this?
So I did get that sweet achievement. That first one was easy. I tried the second one, and it's a little too hard for me. I think that's more of like a late game thing, the second Hades Cup, because you're like fighting all these super hard enemies. Jim would know. Jim's finished this game a million times.
Yeah, there's like honestly most of these Coliseum battles are very easy. But there is one like a late game one that unlocks, I believe, after you hit level 99, have all your drive forms maxed and all your summons maxed. I think there is like a Hades. I think they call it the Hades Paradox Cup, and that's the big hard one. Big hard one.
So then Hades shows up and he's trying to lure you into fighting in these games, and he decides the best way to do that is to kidnap Meg as bait. And
But he doesn't actually do it. He just says he's going to.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, you know I'm always kidnapping Meg all the time? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, well, guess what? If you don't fight in this, I'm going to kidnap Meg.
It's a real Bowser situation.
And I don't know if you noticed, Hercules is not feeling up to snuff. He's not feeling like the true hero that he is.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can go. Hades is like, well, if you think you can beat me, I've got my ringer here, and this ringer is Auron. And Sora's like, Auron, why are you fighting for Hades? And Auron's like, I don't know who you are. Leave me alone. And he seems to be being controlled by Hades and has some kind of amnesia.
Is this what happened to Winnie the Pooh as well, then?
I think so. So he probably has a Winnie the Pooh doll as well.
Wait,
and
what?
then you see
I wonder who the devil is in 100 Acre Wood.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure
Pretty
it's
sure
cute and
Tigger.
stuffed. It's
Yeah.
the black goat.
I gotta admit,
I believe its name is
as
Philip.
a kid,
And he's always talking to
I
Pooh.
hated-
And Pooh's always like, I want to
as a
live
kid, I hated
deliciously."
Tigger. I really hated Tigger
Still
because he like
don't care for Tigger that
What's wrong with
much.
Tigger?
He comes in and ruins
He
everything.
does. Yeah, he's a dick.
Mhm. I
He's
like
like a-
Eeyore.
Yeah. I like all of Winnie the Pooh's quiet, well-behaved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tigers are wonderful things. This is monstrous. You are both ejected from the podcast immediately.
The wonderful thing about Tigger is
Tigers are wonderful things. Because.
That's not how the song goes.
Do you know how the song goes?
Yes.
Sing it.
So there is a little
wonderful thing
cutscene
about Tigers is Tigers love chili dogs.
of Hades standing there next to his like glowing so it's not brazier. Is it brazier?
Brazier.
What do you
Brazier.
It's
Brazier.
Brazier.
Yeah.
his glowing brazier. And he's
Like,
messing
hey,
around.
yeah, check it out. It glows. Why? I don't know. What do
Yeah.
I know? I'm just the Lord of the Dead. Hey, yeah, my bra.
Ah.
It's growing.
Watch The Hard Way. It's a good and And he's playing with his little Auron Play Arts action figure. Very detailed. Comes with all of Auron's weapons. Get one today.
Yeah.
And if you do own an Auron Play Arts action figure, you can actually control his actions and eliminate his free will.
Wow.
Which is pretty useful. So you do have to go to Hades' chamber and figure out how he's controlling Auron.
Did
So
anyone else
go-
just skateboard your whole way there?
Auron?
Skateboarding
Yeah,
is so
skateboarding rules.
No, because I'm trying to level up. I'm trying to get my master form.
But
and
you
my
can go
limit
do that
form
in like 30
leveled up.
minutes. Just like, you can go do that elsewhere quickly.
Oh, okay.
And then do all
Yeah, I
this
guess you're
stuff
right.
very fast.
Yeah, I find this underworld irritating, so I was very happy to see that someone has put skateboards all over it, so you can just skateboard your way through the underworld.
You can use this Underworld Coliseum to level up your drive forms.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you hit your drive form and it like goes to Dark Sora or whatever, you can just quit out and it'll restart you with 5 drive gauge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can you not level up Dark Sora?
No, that's just a
Just
that's
pops
just a
up
thing.
randomly.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's
More like
there's
Dork
it works on like a
Sora.
counter, like how many times you use forms when it hits a
And
certain
some
number.
level or some areas are more likely than others. Like I think in this area, I was like half the time turning into stupid dark form, and it was really annoying.
I
used
never turned
this-
into dark form.
I used this area to. That's fascinating, Vanessa, and I would like to know more. I think I used this area to get the final form. You guys are gonna want to like
Ooh.
Google that shit because you don't just get it. You have to like do something, and then you have to go do something.
Okay, I'll get right on that.
Something will happen in the plot, but you won't get the form. But if you go do something, then you will get it.
There is a mini boss here at the end in Hades' chamber where you get the Auron Play Arts action figure. I don't remember what it is, but I do remember that after you defeat it, it gets like bit on by those little doggy Heartless, which are super cute. The little dog Heartless. Do you remember that little cutscene where the bad guys get eaten
Yeah, I do remember. It's a bunch of nobodies, and then
by?
they're like
the cute little
nobodying
doggy
around,
ones.
and then
Yeah.
these doggies come, and Sora's like, "It's not what I was expecting, but I'll take it."
Yep. That was really fun. So you get the Auron action figure, and then you give it to Auron, and it releases him. And Hades like,
You
what?
like
Oh,
throw
no.
it at him and it explodes above his head.
It's
weird.
Well, he's
Right.
like fighting Hercules.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it looks like you get there, and Herc is not doing well. He
Mm.
is getting beaten down. He's barely holding on, deflecting the sword of Auron. And then as soon as you give Auron free will, he's like, screw this, get out of my story, you big jerk, and then goes after Hades. And Hades is like, yikes, I'm out of here. Although you do get to fight Hades
Yeah.
first, which is pretty fun.
I like the Hades fights. Yeah, they are fun.
Hades, as Hercules' punishment, drops Meg into the River Styx.
This is where it basically starts playing the movie.
Okay.
Hercules jumps in after her, comes out. He's a true hero because he was
Yay.
willing to
Right
make
on
the
his
ultimate sacrifice.
horse.
Hercules sucks.
And then he's sucking on chili dog, sucking on chili dogs.
Even stranger, then he's like making balls of light appear from his fingertips.
Yeah. But they turn Hades blue because when he's orange, you cannot damage him. But when he's blue, you can. But to turn him blue, you got to knock these balls right at Hades' face.
Oh,
Just
is that what
smack
that
him right in
was?
there.
I was doing it, but I was just like, what is this? I guess.
Yeah, you got to turn
There's some
him
balls floating
blue.
around. I guess I'll hit those.
Yeah. You do eventually defeat Hades. Everyone is reunited. Auron is free. And Sora, Donald, and Goofy are immortalized as constellations to mark them as true heroes.
Oh, I loved this part though. There's so much more to it
It
because
feels like you're not true heroes, and then they show up in the constellation. He's like, "Oh, geez, I'm Danny DeVito. I'm
no,
gonna
that's
come out of
not.
this
No,
couch."
you have to tell it right because Matt, this reminded me so much of you,
No.
and I'll tell you why. And don't be offended until you hear my whole story. So
Oh boy, I
they're
don't like
like-
this.
so Phil comes up and he's like, they're like, hey, are we true heroes now, Phil? Are we? And he's like, well, you know, you're not wise enough and you're not smart enough, but the truth is it's not up to me. And then he's like, but if it was, you would definitely be true heroes. And then they're like, oh, and then he like starts running away. He's like, no, get away from me. I didn't mean it. And it's like running away. And I'm like, this is just like Matt when he runs away from us when we dance in PUBG because he can't handle the depth of his emotion and his happy feelings of being with his friends.
Where are we playing to next time
Mom's
on Square
house.
Roots, Jim?
I put it in the notes, John. Can you read it?
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Next time, we'll be playing to Agrabah 2, Port Royal 2, Halloweentown 2. Is there also a Pride Lands 2, or is there not a Pride Lands 2?
There is a Pride Lands too.
Well, let's just do that
Was
one as well. It'll be fun.
Oh, now I gotta change.
Yeah.
No, okay, hold on.
I don't know why we got to stop talking because he's typing.
Okay. Pride Lands 2 and Your Butt 2.
Thank you. I just wanted you to read your butt too.
Because I just wanted, I think the last episode, oh yeah, this is the penultimate episode. Hey, how about, since it's my choice of game, I announce what we're playing
Shoo-ah.
next.
Oh, yeah.
Is
It's
there any
a
chance I
Johnny
can
game.
change your mind before we announce it?
No, it's a delightful, wonderful, special game with lots of emotions and a big, beefy bad guy, and it's wonderful, and it's called...
This is not the
Lost.
penultimate episode. It's the
penultimate.
penultimate.
Oh, sorry, penultimate episode. Lost Odyssey. Come on, everybody.
Lost Odyssey.
Matt is not thrilled about this, but I'm not thrilled about Kingdom Hearts, and I still played it. It's fine.
It won a vote. You couldn't get away from it. You didn't have a choice.
I also played Final Fantasy VIII and ended up liking
We
it.
would
So
have
maybe you'll
played
end
that
up
eventually
liking.
anyway.
Maybe you'll end up liking Lost
We've
Odyssey.
been talking about playing Lost Odyssey for a long time.
I started playing it and it was like, life fucking sucks. And here's an example. And I was like, ugh. Ugh.
We'll talk more about the short stories by an acclaimed Japanese author whose name I don't know when we actually get to it, but it's available on Xbox. There are physical copies that you can get if you have a 360 or digital if you have an Xbox One or Xbox Series system, which is a terrible name for a console, Xbox Series.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it is.
do
Who cares?
like playing it on the next gen Xboxes because there's no load times. and
Yeah, I
it
love my
is
fucking
good.
Xbox Series X. It's a
It's
great
a good system.
console.
And if you're not playing in 4K, the Series S is darn good too.
That's what I got.
4K looks good. though.
It does look pretty good.
We've been talking about how
that
you
HDR.
play that 4K. You play Resident Evil 8 in 4K with HDR on, and it feels like, you know what it is? I've been looking at going back and forth, and it feels like there's just more like depth, like visual depth to the world when you've got all that stuff.
It makes
on.
lighting work a lot better when you have the breadth of color. And I was like, oh, Matt, because Matt's like, well, what games really show off HDR? I was like, you should go back and play Final Fantasy VII Remake because that's got a really good HDR implementation that works on your PS4. He's like, I am never touching my PS4 again. That system is dead to me.
It's dead.
That's
It's
my
gone.
kid's Minecraft system now. That thing's dead. Okay, talk to me when I can get a PS5. Talk to me about PlayStation games when I can get a PS5.
Yeah,
Ugh, it's
so
tough, though,
he
'cause
will
that God of
not
War's
even
coming out.
look at it.
Jim, that God of War's coming out, dog.
When is that coming out?
Tomorrow.
Nah.
You
What?
gotta get a
He's
PS5 right
lying.
now. Soon, though. I think this year.
Yeah, man, I gotta get one before then. Gotta play God of War.
That's what they said about Cyberpunk 2028, and that never came out.
It's not true.
Yeah.
It came out.
So,
Lost Odyssey.
Lost
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Jim,
Oft
what
demanded.
are
Failed to
you-
win votes in the past, but it is.
Yeah, no.
By
It's
one's played it,
okay.
The
especially
game
not that.
is, I think the first game, maybe not the first, from Mistwalker Studios. It's a game
No,
by
Blue Dragon,
Dragon
was,
was
the
first, yeah.
first.
It's a game by the guy whose name fails me.
Hironobu Sakaguchi.
Sakaguchi, who was the mind behind all of the best Final Fantasies, if not in a producer sense, then at least in like a screenwriter sense.
Yeah, he wrote the
or
game.
a scenario creating sense. And this is the game that made him decide to stop doing AAA games because it was a bomb.
Yeah. But now he's done Fantasian, which has been localized by friend of the show, Jessica Chavez.
So
really?
Play that.
Neat.
Yeah.
I did download that. I did not play it much. A lot of RPG on my phone, you know.
Yeah. I just don't like playing games on my phone.
Me
very
neither.
much,
Yeah,
but
I used to,
gotta
but I kind of fell out of it too.
I got to put on my iPad because I feel like it would be a better fit for my iPad. Anyway, squarely against Jim. What you against Square?
I am roundly for the Coliseum tournaments. I think they are fun and they're easy, and they get harder in a way that isn't frustrating. And actually, I've never done the level 99 one, so I think I might try to do that. I'll quickly level up my summons and go do the Hades Paradox one. Vanessa, what are you squarely against?
I'm squarely against Zeldin. I don't think we really went into it deeply enough how dumb he is. His dreadlocks are dumb. His sideburns are dumb. He has dumb earrings. He has dumb eyebrows. And he has
Could
like
we take this opportunity to pull up a picture of the character and critique his look? Or should we not bother?
I did send one to the group chat.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. He also has like 8 spears, which just makes you think that he's compensating for something.
Oh, he has so many spears. He has dreadlocks and then like long dreadlock ponytails, but then he also has to have a few spiky pieces of hair hanging in front of his face.
Mm-hmm.
He has like
the
sideburns
worst,
that grow into like his cheeks, like as a beard.
He's got sideburns like he thinks he's a member of the band Motorhead, is all I'm saying. Like, who's going to talk about what they're squarely against next? You know what? I think I'll do it. I'm squarely against repeating the repeating levels. All right, this game, as much as I did end up enjoying it and finishing the game way early, the level design's terrible, and every single one of these, some are better than others, but they're all bad. And then they lazily circle you back around to walk through the same areas, maybe with a new room. It's lazy, shitty game design. And I appreciate the fact that creating these Disney worlds is probably quite a task. But if that's the case, then like make them big and fun to run around in and interesting, and not just like 4 fucking rooms to the left and 2 rooms to the right and 1 room to the north. And it sucks. And then they make you go back through it. And that sucks. It's lazy, shitty game design. John.
I am roundly for playing as King Mickey. It was a delightful surprise I did not know was coming, and that is great. That's it.
Ooh, we have an email to read.
Oh, hey!
Hey, I'll read it.
We do.
The email says, still a month late to the party, but quite enjoyed your talk with Billy Ray and can attest that it directly inspired one person, well, 2, using one account, to stream Shattered Glass. It continues.
Yay.
In the tiny scene between Kyrie and Selphie near the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, Selphie makes a brief mention of Tidus and Waka, but she pronounces his name Tidus. It was Tidus in the first Kingdom Hearts. Even leaving aside the question of whether or not it's on brand for the Kingdom Hearts series to generally be a bullshit, incoherent mess, this means that the protagonist of a Final Fantasy game has only had his name spoken out loud in 2 mostly unrelated games, one of which he doesn't even appear in. That's just weird. Will this knowledge influence your pronunciation of character names in any way? Stay beautiful. Signed, Ben.
I have always pronounced it Titus in my mind, and I will continue to do so. You cannot stop me. I like Titus.
Yeah, Titus just like title, because all these names are like, you know,
he's got that water sword.
Natural phenomenons like lightning and squall and cloud and rain.
Edward.
Dawn. Edward is not a main character.
Cecil.
That's better.
Sid.
They do pronounce it Cecil in the voice acting, which just kills me.
I mean, I feel like that's a valid pronunciation for like an
Hello,
English person.
Cecil. Do you want to go to my manse and meet the Marquis?
The Marquis. Ooh, I leveled up by watching this movie called Enola Holmes. It was really good, and part of the plot involved the Marquis of Tewksbury or something. It was funny.
Tewksbury.
What a great movie.
Oh, I'm the Marquis of Burpsbury.
I actually do wish that I had leveled up earlier and said that, because it was a really good movie that I enjoyed. I love Henry Cavill. I thought that he did a fine Sherlock Holmes for what the movie called for.
We all love Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
And I liked Millie Bobby Brown a lot. It was a good movie, and it had a romantic subplot that it didn't need, and that character didn't need. But other than that, it was pretty fun. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Waiting for that Enola Holmes 2. Cutting all this too. Let's go. What's next?
Patreon. We got a Patreon. Our Patreon has 2 tiers, like I do when I'm sad, but not sad enough to cry a lot. Just 2 tiers deep. So the tiers we have.
What the fuck? I demand a Johnny Patreon song every episode from now on. And I hope they're all about how sad he is.
There are 2 tiers to our Patreon. One is a $3 tier where you get access to every single one of our bonus episodes. Every single one. None is locked out. You can hear them all. So for $3, you get access to every single episode we've made. There's some amazing ones.
There's movies, there's games.
There's a really good Mortal Kombat discussion that while I'm not on, I did listen to. And they wondered if I like Mortal Kombat, and I do. And I thought Mortal Kombat 9 was neat, but even on easy, I couldn't get past the fights because I'm so bad.
About how you got to skip that episode, but okay.
I wasn't on it because I was working. I was on a weird schedule. And for $5 a month, you get the ability to vote on games that we're going to be playing. There's still going to be another vote or 2 this year. But Kingdom Hearts was the winner of a vote somehow. Yeah, we are thankful for it. Now, as another thank you to our Patreons, we thank every single one.
I'll kick us off. Mm-hmm. I'd like to thank Marcus Harnsberry, Grey Code, Ethan G. Pearson, Arthur A., Ally, Chief Hazard built Deez nuts, Kevin Walter. There are 2 wolves inside of me, and they won't stop talking about light and darkness. Please help. I'm an applicant for BOFA. Chris Wilder, Cameron Shoei, Dylan Rowe, Hudson Roth, Nort of the Nobody of the Heartless of a Patron. I'm only doing this to vote for Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm Commander Squall,
Good job.
and this is my favorite store on the garden. Soy Soda Pop, Fresh Eyes, Vanessa's Renegade Cheese Plate, Zachary Train, Andy Smith, Eric Garb. Happy Pride Lands Week, Chris Ryan, the RPG Luminary, Sean, Joshua W. Broxson, Pluto is not really a person, PJ Ends, Tracy the Boar Queen, David Shook, Ryan Miller, Valderoth replaced Dead Goofy with a Robo version of, Wedgecoon,
Robo Wedgecoon.
A Cum Guardian draws near, Command, William Westgard, and Hexagon.
Well, I guess when performing The Stranger, is it technically Stranger Danger? And I assumed that this was talking about singing The Stranger, and then I realized, no, he's talking about doing The Stranger. Robert M. Pullum. Rexer, well, you perform The Stranger. Rexer Browbay. Rexer Browbay. I think that's the heartless version, or sorry, the nobody version of Rubber Bear. Welcome to Cute Boy Jail. Hong Kong hails DJ Ethro, Gunblading Sid, DP 2099, Jason Timms, Still Just Cows Nobody has an unpronounceable name, Gage La Charité, Andy Best, Andrew Leinart, Megan Sullivan, Roxas spelled sideways as Sorax, Sergeant Spaghetti, Justin Rash, Randy P, Frockstong. That's Knofford, I guess. Joseph, Amanda Douglas, Stephen Paget, Sucking on Chili Dogs.
I put that in there, sorry.
Stan Ferguson, Gosh, Sora, can you please unlock my chastity cage so I can yuck Zemna snort? Tyler Petty, Ross Hartley, Ward Childress, Exobly Not, Alex Dullard, Matthew Casterline, Robert J. Defendi, Metal Gear Solid 1 in 2021. See you next month. Andres Rivera, Wash in the Wind, Florian Jonas Kramer, Robert T., and Ari Corpivara.
Sexy Grandma's boy toy is Matthew Newland, who clocked Johnny as a friend of DeSoto. Rhyhorn evolves into Rhydon D's nuts.
I am a friend of DeSoto.
Tyler Crump, Solomon Wegner, Andy M., Nick, Christian Go, Cassandra, Grayson, Cyril the Wolf, Let's Stop Screwing Around and use the sweet, sweet Patreon money to buy the rights to Shadow Hearts and save it from Limbo, Devin Sloan, Ding Dong, Ping, Pong Song Sung, Wrong. by King Wong. Mostly Rational Person, David Green, Listen Up Scoot Stains, Brian Pitts, Wah Wah Wee Wah, Zorn. I guess you would say that Oxern instead of Zorn. I don't know where that came from. Miguel Torres, Chris Penyak, Justin Ham, Rolled Earth, Vanessa's Gold, Taco Bell, PlayStation 5, Jack Mizell, Matt's favorite golfer, Golfy McGolfface. More like Kingdom Hearts is just all right. David Pascal, Aaron Bachman, WWE Mike G,
Wow.
Lauren Prince. Oh my God, what
Hi,
is
Lauren.
this game? I see Wieners. Sean Gonzalez and George Brady.
I would like to thank Peak, No More Nonsense, CharityWater.org, Tom, Jake Dickerson, Sean Walsh, Vanessa's Mom, Armin Hammer, Michael Crawford, I Love to Dance, Stu Skeel, Hat Kung Lao with the hat, Paul Bursch, John Scala, Eyes of the Shifter. I see what you're doing there, John. Stop it. Stop it,
That's not
anonymous
me.
alligator.
I'm here.
Stop
I'm
it,
here.
anonymous alligator. I refuse. Eyes of the Shifter, Alexander Jokic, Aiden Marriott, Jameson, Do Good Recklessly, Breegirth, Ian Fredrickson, Christopher Highness, Dr. Fine Say Everyone's Name, Can FF8's Norgs be Norded, Samu Mitchell, Not That Fucking Asshole, Aaron J.L. O'Toole, Blob, The Rat That Loves You, Joshua Bennett, Kingdom Farts Poo, Race Jenkins, Tracy, Mary Queen of Scoffs, Adam Zimmerman, Nathan Poirot, Isaac Wright, Huxley Iguana, Citrus C, Hat Ben, the Ben with the Hat, and Jonathan Ellsworth.
Why not Dancing? Is that not a real one?
I don't trust any of it. That's not real.
All right, everyone, that's it for this episode of Square Roots. If you'd like to send us an email, our email address is squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. Come see us at our Facebook group, the Square Roots Podcast Group for smart, cool, very attractive people. Or you can find us on Twitter. We are at Square Roots Pod.
Please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, Ghana, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
What the
We
fuck just
are
happened?
doing
Do that again.
great today.
Please rate. I don't feel well. I think I'm running a fever. Please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, Ghana, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
I got a fever.
Welcome.
The only prescription is more chili dogs.
I'm sorry, John. I don't mean to make fun of you. I don't
Yeah.
feel good. You want
We
some
hope
chicken
that-
soup?
After, no, it sounds like you are making fun of him.
Yeah.
I shall we. Well, this is my sincere voice.
You just
I
never
just
use
sound
it,
that way.
and it just sounds. I have a speech impediment, Your Honor. This is just my normal tone of voice. I wouldn't lie, not to God.
Welcome to our new Spotify listeners. For all of our classic episodes, check out our archive at squareroots.libsyn.com. That's Libsyn, spelled Libsyn, or on our Square Roots RSS feed. Everyone, please follow us on Spotify if you have, and use this app to increase our visibility.
All right, everyone, for Square Roots, I am Jim Banks.
I'm Game the System Van Zant.
I'm Johnny Chili Dog Brandon.
And I'm Vanessa.
Sucking on chili dogs.
Bye.
Bye. Sucking on chili
Sucking on
dogs.
chili
With Jack and
dogs.
Diane.
Sucking on chili dogs.